it's Nicole, and I'm here to do a layout, and I haven't scrapbooked in like forever. And I've had a ton of people ask, what was happening and what was going on. And then first of all, I just want to say thank you for all your concern and all your emails and on the Facebook group. And so I thought I'd do a page and kind of give you a little update. And my room is pretty near unpacked. I still have quite a few boxes to do, but it's stuff that can wait. I was doing about 15 boxes a day and it was way too much. So now on my days off, I'm just going to do like a couple a day. And like my friend said, how long do you plan on staying there? You got lots of time. Slow down. I just wanted to get it done and that it wouldn't be staring me in the face, although it's in the basement, but still. So I decided to just grab, so I didn't have to pull stuff from my stash. I had all this collection still together, and it's the Maggie Holmes Gather, and it's fairly a new collection. It's kind of general, so, I decided to go just with a general theme. And then I grabbed these photos, and I thought it would just be fitting about what I kind of want to give you life update and what's been going on and why I haven't been on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere, no classes or anything. And so this is a picture of the clock that's in Grand Central Station in New York. Although today I'm not going to be talking about the clock. It's more like a symbol, and I want to talk about how time is just fleeing. It just, before you know it, a week has gone by, a year has gone by. I can't believe that January is coming, and how, your kids are growing up, and then things pop up in your life that just makes, throws you for a whirlwind, but time keeps going. Whether you're in a whirlwind or not, that time keeps going. So it's kind of a mushy, kind of sentimental page that I'm going to be doing. And my throat is kind of scratchy, so I'll be drinking, and I have a bottle of water too, so once in a while I'll have to take a drink to make sure that I can keep talking. So this is all the Maggie Holmes collection. I have the stamp set, I have the die cuts, I have the rub-ons, and it just says love this from the heart, and then a bunch of hearts. And then I have the 6x6. I have some embellishments. I have the chipboard stickers. I have the gold alphabet stickers. I have some word stickers. I have some black alphas. I have the chipboard collection and the 12x12. So I have no idea what I plan on doing. I was going through my stuff, and this had a lot of stuff, so I decided just go with that. I don't really have a lot of page kits done, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll probably do maybe a cardstock background or something like that. So I'm hoping to do a craft room tour, we'll say early January. By then I should be truly organized, and I'll be able to, do inside the drawers and everything. Right now, that's what I'm doing. As I'm unpacking the boxes, I just really divide it up so that it's really organized, and I can find stuff easily, and I can put stuff away easily. Let's see how big this is. I want to make them the same size, 2 3/4. Okay. Okay. So I think I want to make them the same height. So I'm just going to cut that down. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I know it's 4 inches, so let's see. I think I'd like a little bit of the floor so you can kind of tell. is. There we go. So that's sort of a faraway picture, and this is a close-up. And together it kind of makes a 4x6, and I'm good with that. And this trimmer here is from Creative Memories. I've had it forever and a day. They do still make them, but they're white now, and I have the white one, and I'm just keeping it because those says that it has 50,000 cuts. And I've had it for at least 15, 16 years, and it's still going strong. But I was so afraid that they wouldn't make them anymore that I got the white one, which I've unpacked and I put it in my cupboard, and it's nice and safe. Okay. Well, let's see for some background. So what I'll do is I'll talk about the page for a bit, and then I'll talk a little bit about what's been going on and all that stuff. So since the last time I've done a video, which was November 1st, quite a bit of stuff has been going on. Last week, see, I'm so messed up on the dates. I think it was like November 17th or 18th or something like that. I was at work, and the Sunday before, I started getting sick again with like a sore throat, and I had a fever and everything, and I was at work all day, and then Monday I really wasn't really not feeling good. The fever kept going, so I stayed home, and then Tuesday morning, I went to work because I didn't want to be not at work 2 days in a row. And I still wasn't feeling well. Stayed at work all day. I was taking, Tylenol cold or whatever to bring down fever and to try to make me feel better, and kept losing my voice and all that good stuff. Or not so good stuff. And then I started getting a headache. I think I'm going to get this. Started getting a headache, and then shortly after that, I got pain in my jaw, which I have pains in my jaw. I go for a massage quite often, like once a month, and she always works my jaw because I get pains in my jaw. But what was different this time was I had pain or numbness down my left arm. And for a woman, the signs of a heart attack is very different than men. So, and where I work and stuff, we know the signs. And so my blood pressure is always low. So I thought, well, I'll get one of my ops to check my blood pressure and my heart rate, and then we'll go from there. My blood pressure was quite high, and my heart rate was high. So she said, okay, I'm calling the ambulance. And I said, no, you can drive me. First of all, I said, no, I'll be okay. I'll go back. And she was like, no, I either drive you or I call the ambulance. So, so I decided to her driving me. The hospital is just down the street, like literally 1 block down the street. So she drove me, and then right away they hooked me up and did an ECG and nitro spray and a couple of aspirins and all that. And they said that everything looked good, and then they kept me and ran the test again. And then they said, well, everything's still good, but we want you to do a stress test. And basically what a stress test is, you go on the treadmill. Now, I had this test done 6 or 7 years ago, and when I went, he said, oh, you could be a marathon runner, and he turned the thing right up, and he had me jogging. Well, this time around, when I was doing the test, he was humming and hawing a lot, and I even said to him, I said, I'm not liking the humming and hawing, like, what's going on? And he said, well, your heart did something that I didn't like. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, it behaved in a way it shouldn't have. It recuperated fast, which is good, but it still did it. So, and instead of making me run, he stopped the machine, which I didn't like. And he kept asking me if I had chest pains and all that. So before I even left that room, I had an appointment with another specialist, which I see him in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, I guess. and they're going to run more tests. So it's, you know, I guess I shouldn't worry yet. I have to see another specialist, but it still makes you think, right? Like, I don't know how, you know. Anyway, of course, if you're human, you're going to worry, right? And, well, another thing, too, is for years I was battling anemia, and that's all better. So that's a good thing. And my iron level are really good. Now, my vitamin D levels, they said they were untraceable, but I've been taking vitamin D for a while, so I think it was okay. But my potassium is in the tank. So the potassium does not regulate your heart, but it can affect, like it can make your heart flutter and stuff. So I'm hoping that that's all it was, but they're doing extra tests. And what this specialist told me is because I've had cancer before and I had radiation in my chest area because I had Hodgkin's lymphoma and I had to have radiation in my chest area. He said because there are so many survivors now, they're actually getting data that they never had before. And they've noticed that people that have had radiation in the chest area can develop heart problems later on in life. So that's another reason why he didn't. Then he said that I don't feel comfortable just saying, "Oh well, yeah, there was a little glitch there with your heart, but it's all good." He wants me he wants to push it further, and also the whole time I was on the treadmill, I was coughing, and he didn't like that. So I wasn't planning on sharing everything, but I guess it just kind of, I guess I just needed to talk about it, right? So that's what happened. That's I've been coming. Last rotation I went to work the whole time, and I'm going to go again next week. You know, this week I start Thursday, and then the other two things that have happened. One is I guess closer to home. They're both close to home, I guess. My middle daughter, as you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, she was a cheerleader for forever and a day. And she was the one that they put on the top. And she would do, you know, she was a flyer. So they would flip her, and she was dropped more times than I liked. Well, one of these times, she was dropped right on her butt, like on her bum, and it hurt, you know, a lot. And she went to the hospital, and they said she was okay. Well, her back has been hurting, but she's a tough chick, like I call, you know, tough chickie. And so she's been, you know, at one point she was working like 4 jobs and coaching and all this stuff, and just a tough, tough personality, I guess. And not wanting to let something like that let her down as far as, you know, pain in the back. Anyway, she was telling me a few months ago that it was like, felt like it was getting worse. So I said, well, I'm going to make you an appointment with the doctor. Tell him that it's not affecting your sleep. You're not sleeping well. And like, I know he's going to investigate further. So of course she went, and he sent her for an MRI, a bone scan, and everything. And then Monday is when I had my stress tests. And I just got home. So I, you know, dealing with what he's told me, and then she calls me crying that the doctor told her that her back was fractured. And so now we don't know what this means. I mean, they didn't put her in the hospital right away. Of course, she was freaking out, like, what if I turn my back the wrong way and I'm paralyzed, and, you know, like, all those fears. And I told her, well, it's been a couple of years, so, and I know Dr. Stewart would have said, go right to the hospital if, you know, if that was the case. But yes, they need to do something for it to heal. So anyway, she's got an appointment in December, and I'm going to go with her. So that, you know, that was another thing that kind of had to sort of kind of wrap our heads around. And so I'm trying not to let it overpower my mind, because I can't stress too much about everything, because I don't want to get chest pains. And so we're trying to, I mean, she called me the next day, or that night, and she said, you know, I know, Mom, you know, it's been 2 years and I'm just freaking out. And I said, you know, I don't blame you. Like, this is scary. And so we're trying to wrap kind of our heads around everything. So she's coming in a few weeks, and we'll go see the doctor. And then the third thing is my mom called me, and my dad's brother, which my dad passed away 10 years ago from cancer. And my dad's brother, which he's quite, my dad passed away at 60, and that was 10 years ago, so he'd be 70 now. And my dad's brother is now 62. And when I had cancer 25 years ago, he had just finished his bout of cancer, maybe a year before or two before, if that. And so his cancer is back, and it's a different kind. Because he had a type of leukemia 29 years ago, and it's still a leukemia, but they can't do anything this time. So they don't know how long he has to live. And so it's been a rough month, a really rough month. So I've wanted to scrapbook, but I just didn't have the oomph to do it, I guess. I'm sorry to be, I feel like all I have is sort of not good news. It's all kind of, but that's sort of what the reality has been lately. But we're going to try and, look at the positive side of things, and just go from there. And like I said, I'm going to go to the doctor with my youngest girl there, and to see what can be done. I think my fear right now is that she's going to be in pain forever. So, and I hope it's not like back surgery that they suggest. Oh, so I don't know. And my next test is on December 20th, so just before Christmas. So now we can get back to the layout. And so I just wanted to give you an update. I've been on YouTube now. It's going to be, is it 3 years or 4 years? It's been a long time. So I feel like I have a lot of people that follow me on YouTube and my Facebook group, and so I feel like, you know, you're all my friends, and I'm like that too. If I, you know, I see that there's a YouTuber that hasn't updated for a while, I'm kind of wondering, you know, like, I wonder if they're okay. I hope they're okay. And so this scrap community is awesome. And so just wanted to kind of give you an update of what's going on, and I'll keep you further updated. You know, like, I'm hoping to be able to start scrapping more, because I tell you, I have a stressful job, super stressful, and this is my avenue of stress relief. This is what keeps me sane. So I need to do it more now that my husband has just about finished setting up my scrapbook room. I have my new lights, they're all set up. My camera it's temporary. What it's hooked up on, we gotta wait for one more thing to hook it up the permanent way. But it's like, even if I shake my desk, it doesn't shake. So that's awesome, because I couldn't stand that when it was doing that. I didn't like that at all. And so I'm glad that that's done. It's not all pretty, like the wires are kind of hanging, so we gotta put them up on the ceiling and over. Like, I can't go behind my desk, like there's a big extension cord, so it needs to be prettied up, but I can use it, and that's the main thing, is I can use it now. And then as we have time on weekends and stuff, we can finish it off. And like I said, I've just decided for the unpacking, which most of it is what's for my scrap room. What's left to unpack, just about. And I was doing like 15 boxes a day. I was starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't stopping till 3 or 4 or 4:30 in the afternoon, depending when I was done. And then going, you know, right downstairs, and then starting supper, and then, you know, doing the dishes and all that stuff, and then sit down for 1 hour of TV, which really is 45 minutes because we don't watch anything live. Everything is taped. And then by 8:30, I'd be in bed. And then the next day, I would start all over again. And it was exhausting. Like, I'd be like, oh, I'm so glad to go back to work so I can rest, you know, like but I don't know what my rush was. Well, I think, yeah, I do. You know what? I'm the type of person that if something is undone, it nags at me until it's done. So, yeah, it's like your mind is cluttered. So that's the main reason why I wanted it done, so that I could say, okay, everything's done, all is good. But what I have to remind myself is, yeah, we're living, right? And everything upstairs in the living area is all put away, is all organized. So it's just as I'm bringing up the boxes that I need to organize that and put it away. And if I'm looking for a specific thing and I don't know where it is, my boxes are well labeled. And at this point, we've divided the basement in sort of quadrants. And we've divided the boxes so that everything is separated. So when I go look for a specific thing, I can just go walk right up to it and say, okay, that would be in this section. And, you know, it's almost like the grocery store, right? Everything is sectioned off and I know where I can find everything. So I have to learn to let stuff like that go and not, oh, that's done. And not dwell on it so much. But I have my second one to the rescue. And even reading, I haven't read too much. A little bit more, what month are we? A little bit more in November. October I read 4 books, which is not a lot because usually I read between 8 and 9 books. I read 4 books. And November, I read a little bit more. I think I finished my 6th book this morning and we're the 28th. So I don't think I'm going to finish another one. I highly doubt it, but I'm going to start another one. I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon. And to get potassium pills, they told me to eat 2 bananas a day and you know, everything high in potassium, but they want my potassium to go up a little faster than that. So I have to go and wait 4 hours at the doctor's office for potassium pills. So, but that's okay. I need them. It needs to be done. It is needed. And so I'm going to start another book. Then I started the Tahara Mafi series. What's it called? Shatter Me, the Shatter Me trilogy. And I read the first one and loved it. So now I had another ebook on the go that I had started quite a few weeks ago and I hadn't finished. So I was like, okay, you need to finish that. So I finished that one. I don't like starting books and not finishing. I don't mind reading 2 or 3 at once, but I like to finish the ones that I've started, which I hadn't done that. That one sat there without being read for a few weeks. So I was like, okay, you got to finish that. And it was so good. I'm glad I did. It was What We Saw. Sad. Oh, heart-wrenching. But, and frightening. But I'm glad I read it. It was good. So I finished that this morning. I was reading it last night. I only had like 20% left because it was on my e-reader, so I didn't know what page I was on, but I had 20% left, which is not very much, but I couldn't. My eyes were like, ooh, done. So I went to sleep. So that's another thing. I was going to start the treadmill again. Now, when I have to put that on my questions, because he would have gotten my results by now. So I'm going to ask my doctor if I can start the treadmill or should I wait until I get my other heart tests, whatever it is. I just know it's going to last part of the day. I have to go in the morning and then I have to go back in the afternoon for some x-rays. So I'm thinking he's going to put some kind of dye. I don't know. But I want to ask him if I can start, because I've been meaning to start, and I was going to start this rotation off, or last rotation, but I didn't dare. And I don't know about you, but I find when something like that happens, I can't think of the questions as it's happening. There's too many things going off in my head. Too many, I guess, until your head wraps around it. So I didn't think to ask the specialist. I was just like going into my head, okay, December 20th, okay, you have to come back, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I didn't really think about asking him. Okay. I don't know if I just want the small ones. The small ones are cute. I like those. So I just used one of the 6x6 to mount, and another one just to kind of offset, and then I used two 6x6. I cut down these so it's just like little stripes at the top and the bottom. And I'm kind of thinking these are cute. Kind of like them. But I don't know what other color. Unless I go just with the white one. I think my title is just going to be time. And then I'll talk about just, I think what I'll do is I'll kind of do, maybe I'll put time here and kind of do my journaling here. This is not going to be an over complicated page. I haven't scrapbooked since Halloween. So October 31st, November 1st. Haven't scrapbooked since then. And today's November 28th. It's been a long time. This is not my norm. I can tell you that. For years, I was uploading a page a day on YouTube for 2 years, I think, total. And then for a year after that, I uploaded every second day. And the last few months, which, when we were building, I just, all the packing and stuff, I just couldn't. But ever since we moved in, and I don't know if it's because the move was sort of, exhausting or, ooh, I like that. And it just took everything out of me, where my blood is low in a couple of vitamins, essential vitamins, which all vitamins are essential, right? So I don't know. But my heart just wasn't into making pages, I guess. Or like that. I like you a lot. Okay, let's put that back. Okay. Now what am I going to do my title with? I've unpacked my thickers. Actually, I'm really excited to be able to share my scrap room with you. My husband did an awesome job on building my desk. He built it out of recollections cubes, which I've been collecting since 2008, I believe. Because my first desk he built in 2008. And I think I started the cubes before that, whether they were recollections or the other kind there. Can never remember. But anyway, it's been like 8 years I've been collecting those. So I have quite a bit. And again, this weekend we went, and on Saturday, because it was Black Friday, you could get an item at 60% off. And I said, well, the recollections cubes are going to be on sale at 40, and then we won't be able to use the coupons. But no, they were not. So I grabbed one, and my husband grabbed one, because I have 1, 2, 3 high on that side of the wall, and I can go 4 or 5 high, and I'm going to need more because in my other room it was smaller, but I had a walk-in closet that I was able to put 9 recollections cubes in there, plus my husband had built shelves on one side, and so I had a lot of space to put a lot of the stuff that I didn't use a lot of the times. So I don't have, like, for example, my cross stitch, a lot of like beads and stuff like that, that I only do once in a while, but I don't want to get rid of it because I might want to take it up again someday, Again, my retirement fun stuff. So, oh, and some other news is it looks like we might have sold our old house, which is good news. And great thing is she's a scrapbooker. And so when she saw how, because I left some of the stuff in my old scrap room that I didn't want to bring. So, and my husband said, oh, and this was her scrapbook room. And she was like, hmm. And then in the closet, we left those shelves that my husband built and stuff. So she, I think she might make that a scrapbook room too, which is pretty cool. So we will see. I'm pretty sure it's going to go through. I kind of like that. It's different. And I think I'm going to line that with some grid paper. Like that. And then I'll just cut around, and then it'll give me a spot to do my title, or I can journal, one or the other. So what's awesome about these chipboards, of course, is that they're sticky, so I didn't even have to glue it on, and I'm just tipping my scissors so that I cut underneath. That is cute, and it kind of brings, so I can maybe put my title here depending on the size of letters I use, and then I can do the, well, no, the journaling I can't do in there. It's not enough. I'm going to do my journaling here because it's going to be a lot. And then I can just put my title right here. Let me see. The pictures are kind of dark, right? So I could use these, but I don't have any E's. Oh, I love these, but man, once you've used some of them, I could use the 3, oops, and flip it like that and make it an E. I could do that. Let me see if I like it, or if it's going to be too small. Time. And I could use like time flies or time something. I'm going to think about that a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to go get some wax paper, and I'll put it on that so that I can move it around. So this is just, I got it at the grocery store in the, you know, where you get bags and all that kind of stuff, and tin foil, and it's just Reynolds Cut Right wax paper. I had gotten the No Name brand, but I find the No Name brand, you can't see through it. So for like 50 cents more, I'd rather be able to see through it. And the other one I'll just use in my kitchen. It won't go to waste. It won't go to waste. Time. Or maybe time matters. Oh, we'll see. Okay, so I want to do a cluster here, and this is going to be sort of, I want to do a cluster in behind this, and then I'm going to do my journaling here, and maybe I can do a small cluster at the end of my journaling. Like I said, I don't want to get too crazy with all the embellishments. I want to keep it really kind of simple. At least I'm scrapping. And then I gotta go put the dishes away and do a little laundry and get some stuff done before I head over to the doctor. Oh, too bad that's the same as that. I like it. I like it a lot. So a lot of this stuff I haven't even opened. And how I'm doing this right now is I'm just separating. So I'm putting all my die cuts together. I'm putting, you know, all my stickers together, all my letters and stickers, everything's all together. And then once everything is sorted that way, then, for example, I might divide all my embellishments so all the greens are together and all the pinks are together and all, because that's how I scrap. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that when I start with a kit, I make page kits and I scrap by color a lot. Like I'll choose a couple, like this is abnormal for me to have strips like that, but I just thought a little bit of, you know, color at the top would be great. And then sometimes I like to put like a punch of color just to kind of give it a punch of color. And so I think sorting by color will be a big... Okay, so my phone rang. And I'm going to finish this layout. I checked and I've been taping for 45 minutes, and usually layouts take me about an hour, I guess. I don't like to take much more than that. About an hour is what I like to complete the layout in. Should I do that, or should I take one of these and cut it down? Yeah. I'll keep the music note for something else, but this can be my embellishment cluster builder. There we go. That. Don't know if I want something like this or if I want this. I don't know. I think I want something like this, just for the color. Kind of matches the black and the white up there. And then I can start my journaling here, but kind of do a little cluster right next to that, right next to that bow. I want to add some, like I said, some black in. I just want to remember this. I like the film strip, but I think it's too big. Maybe like that. And maybe it can come here. No, I don't like it because it kind of creates a vertical or horizontal line where I don't want one to be. I'm going to keep it really kind of the cluster small here. But I'll take the rest of that, and I like it better because it's more contained. And then I have time. I don't know if I like this button thing here. I like the, could maybe use the hashtag and put it over this part. Too bad it's not at the end instead. Maybe over top. I know it's supposed to be with it, but kind of like the look of that better. Excuse me. Better have some water. Okay. Now I'm ready to just glue everything down, glue down my title. While I was on the phone, I went and got this Distress Spray Stain Cracked Pistachio. So I'll use that. Use a little bit of my glue here. I had a few questions why I wasn't using my fine line bottle anymore. It's because I haven't been scrapping. It clogged up. So I have to work on declogging it. And then I can use it again. I just haven't had a chance to spend time on that. But I will someday. There. I think my title, I want it to be Time Matters. And I went and got these Doodlebug letters, which are my favorite. And I don't know if I want Circle 2 or if I want a total different font. Like maybe something like this. Or the squares. I like to vary the font. My only problem is I don't have any E's except a capital one. And I don't know if it'll matter. I don't think it'll matter, but let me just grab a few other ones and see. Oh, maybe I can use, oh, it's the same though, a 3 upside down, but it's still huge. I want a small R though. It's the only thing, I just wish they had more E's. Like they only have 3. 3 of them. Although I love them. I love these letters so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these down so it's smaller than Time. And I'm going to put that there. And first I'm going to glue this down so it doesn't flop around. I better put my cover on that before this clogs up. Oh. Okay, so my phone rang again. Never been so popular in my life. And of course, I film with my phone, so it shuts it off. Okay, so it's all stuff that I had to deal with, so. And you know, with the journaling, I'm going to talk, and I'm not going to do it while I'm filming because I want to sit down, and I really want to really journal about that time matters. You know, we're so caught up on just day to day, like, gotta get this done, gotta get that done. I think sometimes we forget to live, and it sounds silly, but it's true, you know. So I'm going to talk about how time matters, and we need to make every minute count. And take time. I'm so glad this year I took the time to, start reading again, and because that was something I really truly loved, and in the last few years I never did it because it was like I don't have time. And but what I do now is I watch less TV, and I watch way less stuff on YouTube, which I'm kind of sad about that, but maybe I'll have a little bit more time eventually and kind of catch up on some stuff. But it's just an escape for me to read. I love the stories, and I love the new, types of books that are out there. And or I should say that I discovered. I think with Hunger Games and all that, it kind of really brought out a different genre of books, and I love all those types of books and fantasies and dystopians, and it's just so cool. I'm just enjoying that aspect. I've been missing scrapbooking, but reading, I don't have to think, right? I don't have to think about what am I going to do here and how am I going to move this so that, what pictures am I going to use? And I just read and kind of get sort of lost and absorbed in the story, and I'm just really enjoying it. Which, oh, by the way, I've met my goal. I've read 65 books. I met my goal on Sunday, I think. Yes, Saturday. I finished the book on Saturday. And so I've achieved my Goodreads goal, which is kind of cool. At first, I had put my Goodreads goals at 12, and I almost did that in a month. So I brought it up, and then I left it at 65 because I figured anything over that, and it would be pretty much impossible with the moving and stuff. But I achieved my 65, so yay. And I guess in a month or so, it's going to be time to make another Goodreads goal, and I'm going to make it 80 for next year. I'm not going to achieve my layout goals. I'm going to not achieve it by a lot. But a lot of stuff went on this year, I guess you could say. So I'm okay with the amount I got done. It'll be with my classes, it'll be over 70. So probably closer to 80. So it's still good. It's still 80 memories that I got done. Now we're coming close to December. So I've had a ton of people asking me if I'm going to do December daily. My plan is yes. I guess we'll just see how she flows, how it goes, because I don't want to say commit to anything right now. I want to see how I feel and everything, and feeling a bit drained lately and stuff, and so we'll see how everything goes. But my plan is yes. I was supposed to do a class. I don't know if I'll do a class though. We will see if I can get it done, but I'm not gonna stress myself out over it. But I'd like to do it because it is the first time in our new house. I got these amazing light bulbs, not light bulbs, but ornaments at Costco. Oh, I love them. Love, love, love them. So, I want to scrap our first Christmas in the house and all that stuff, all that good stuff. So I do want to do something. I just don't know what it's going to be at this point. So now I want a little bit of color. No, those are more green. Well, these are the right color. And they're tiny. And it'll finish this little package, which, not this package, but this row, which is awesome. That's what I want. I like to be able to finish off some stuff. And I said I was going to do a cluster down here. I don't know if I am or not. I think I'm going to do my journaling, and I'm going to call it good. Now I just got to find my T-square ruler. Which should be easy to find, but I kind of scattered everything on my desk right now. There it is. And I had to open a lot of packages to get this done, so it's a little messy right now. So the great thing is once everything's organized, it's much easier to reorganize and get things done. So get things put back where they need to be. Okay, where is my journaling pen? I must have taken it downstairs. Well, that's not good. Anyway, I'm not going to do my journaling now, but I just wanted to do the lines. Let me see if I have, because I have more than one place that I can go and sit. So I've been kind of spreading. Still haven't found all my journaling pens and all that stuff, but I had one. And I think I brought it downstairs to write in my agenda. But I have other ones here, or should I just do it in pencil? Let's do it in pencil, and then I can redo it. I just want to show you where I'm going to put my journaling. So with the T-square ruler, I'm just making sure that I'm square with the edges. And I guess with doing the pencils, or the lines and pencils too, is if I do too many, I can erase them. But what this is going to do is remind me, okay, don't put this page away until you've journaled on it, because you know that is a bad habit that I have, and I want to cure my bad habit. Okay, let's get this done. Now, the last thing I want to do is just put the year there. I don't want to put like a date, but I think 2016 will kind of wrap it up. And no, I don't have any in those. So let's see these. Should I just do the little circles again? Or I don't know. Or should I just write it? 2016. Okay. There. Oh, cool. Now I'm just gonna do this. I have something to cover my photo. Somewhat to protect it. So what I'm going to do on this side, I'll just do like this. I'll just be gentle. I'll be gentle and careful. There. It's a really simple page. I basically didn't do any kind of mixed media stuff. Just used the embellishments and added some dark because I wanted to, those pictures are dark, but I'm okay with that because, and they're black and white, because it's more on the story that I want this focus, but the pictures represent like a clock, right? Time. So it kind of goes with what I want to kind of portray for this layout. And now I'll show you some close-ups. And I'm not going to have some close-ups of the layout at the end because I don't have time right now. If I want to add this up today, I gotta get it going, or I'm going back to work and it's just not gonna get up there for another week. So that's it for this page, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.